This morning's Coffee With is with A.J. Finn.
And the satellite interview is furnished by William Morrow, HarperCollins. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome A.J. Finn to WJZ. But I have a question, because your name is Daniel Mallory.
Right, that's your pen name is A.J. Finn.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret you have a great resume in the world of literature and publishing. Why the pen name?
Well, because I worked in publishing until the end of 2017, until literally 5 days before my book was published, I didn't, when it came time to submit the novel to publishers, want anyone to take into account the authorship, because odds were good they would probably know me. I wanted editors to judge the book on its own merits, such as they were, so I went with a pseudonym. You know,
look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be your own man. We completely get it.
So how long have you been working on this idea for this book?
Not long at all, and I wasn't one of those publishing professionals who harbored ambitions to write. I never had a story to tell, and it wasn't until the summer of 2015, when I was parked on my sofa one night watching Rear Window, that I clocked a light in my peripheral vision, and it was my neighbor across the street in Manhattan switching on her living room lamp. And so, in accordance with fine New York City custom, I spied on her, and she wasn't doing anything particularly interesting, just switching on her television. But behind me, on my own TV, I heard Thelma Ritter in Rear Window chiding Jimmy Stewart for doing the exact same thing, for peering into his neighbor's apartment. And just like that, this idea took root and took shape in my mind. Okay, now let me ask you this, because when I was reading the synopsis of the book, I thought to myself, Hitchcock. Yes, good. There are folks who are going to say, man, that's close. How do you respond to that? I would point out that Rear Window has inspired a number of entertainments, everything from the novel The Girl on the Train to the Shia LaBeouf teen thriller Disturbia. The central concept is so foolproof and so intriguing because we as humans are primarily interested in voyeurism, in seeing what's going on in our environments. That said, I do take the story in quite a different direction after the initial setup is established, so I'm flattered by any comparisons. I freely acknowledge my debt to Hitchcock, but I think I managed to innovate enough to maintain a sort of distance between the two.
We already know the book is going to be a movie.
Yes, that's correct. Fox bought the movie rights before we sold any of the book rights, and the movie will be produced by Scott Rudin, an Oscar winner, and it'll be written by Tracy Letts, a Pulitzer-winning playwright. So between them, I think the film is in very good hands.
You know, in the world of sports journalism, that is known as a walk-off home run.
I'll take your word for that. I'm not great with American sports, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, you can take that for sure. Hey, listen, in the short time, it is short, like 45 seconds we have left, you do get into something quite topical. Your principal character has a real alcohol and opioid problem, and I think that's a very current deal and part of the twist of the book, don't you?
I do. She struggles with depression, which is something I've struggled with my entire adult life. And in combating it, she resorts to alcohol and drug abuse, which, as you say, is a real issue, a proper epidemic in the country right now. So I didn't have that in mind when endowing her with these problems, but it's topical.
And another walk-off home run. There you have it.
I like that very much.
The woman in the window. A.J. Finn. Hey, Daniel, congratulations on your project. And thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's all our pleasure.